Hi, I'm Dr. Arthur Crosley. Welcome to Real World Pediatrics. So today I wanted to talk about confidence. Okay, now you may have a son or daughter who's lost confidence in themselves. It happens. In fact, it's more common than you think. Now, here's some facts about confidence. Put them up on the screen there. Now, confidence for kids peaks at age 5, after which confidence drops precipitously to around the age of 13 or 14, junior high school. Nearly 20% of teens experience depression before they reach adulthood, with only 30% receiving treatment. 1/3 to 1/2 of adolescents struggle with low self-esteem. And generally, girls have lower self-esteem than boys. So a loss of confidence in kids is more likely to happen when there's family turmoil, be it divorce, separation, physical or psychological abuse, death of a parent. I saw it happen in my stepbrother, and I've seen it happen in other people that I have personally known. It's a hidden disease, and it's a common problem in pediatrics. So I had a boy come in about a month ago, and his father was telling me that his son lacks confidence in himself. That the dad told me that his son always feels as if people are talking about him or looking at him. And this was really getting his son down. So what I told the son was this. I looked at him and I said, look, I think it's common for people of your age to feel the way that you do. And as you get older, this feeling is going to go away. It's going to dissipate. But for now, try to understand that most people your age are thinking about themselves. They're absorbed in what they're doing because they are often feeling the same thing that you are feeling. And if they look at you, they're probably looking at you because they never saw you before, or they're just looking around the room because they're bored. They're not necessarily thinking anything bad about you. They're too often wrapped up in their own issues. So that's what I told them. In retrospect, I guess I should have added that, the mind can really work on itself, and that you often have to calm your mind down and take counsel of your fears. Now, confidence is a big issue for kids. I remember when I was in junior high and high school, it was a frightening, unsettling event for me. My dad died 1 week before I was to enter 9th grade. So that was traumatic enough. And then only 2 years later, my mom remarried, and I inherited 2 stepbrothers who moved into our house. That was even more traumatic. I didn't even realize I was suffering this trauma at the time. And as I look back on my life now, it seems obvious to me that at the time I was more focused on survival than on getting into college. I was just really skating through high school like an automaton, like a zombie. And I'm sure others were going through the same or similar experiences that I was, which was a loss of confidence. And as a matter of fact, I know so because I remember this one boy who used to sit across from me in chemistry lab, and he would frequently get into conflicts with the teacher. Now, at the time, nobody really understood why, but decades later, I sort of got a clue as to why, because he went on to become a politician, a political figure in a major U.S. city, and a local magazine did a profile on him, which I found on the internet. And as it turns out, he had been living in foster homes all throughout his youth. Who knew? Nobody knew back then. As I say, loss of confidence and the trauma we go through, it's often a hidden problem, a hidden disease. So no wonder this boy was behaving the way he was, getting into conflicts with teachers. His experience, my experience, and the experience of others helps explain why, nearly everybody hates their high school experience, except of course for the cheerleaders and the captain of the football team. Okay, kids are naturally going to compare themselves to others, and their minds are really going to work on them. I think as a parent, you can help them build their confidence by giving them a sense of control about their lives. Give them projects to do. This is even more important when the family is in turmoil because of the death of a parent or divorce. Additionally, I think it's a good idea for parents not to constantly second guess their children. You want to build confidence in them. And what they need is more control over their lives, not less. Allowing them to make minor decisions in their lives to give them that sense of control is a good thing. Now, naturally, kids are going to need positive reinforcement for the good that they do. They can't just be told when they're doing wrong. Okay, so let's shift a little bit. Let's ask ourselves precisely what confidence is. What is confidence? What does it mean? Confidence is an attitude that we have about ourselves, that if we work at a problem, we can overcome the obstacles. Confidence isn't necessarily something that we attain through our actions, although our actions can certainly enhance our confidence. Confidence is an attitude that we choose to have. Now, whether it's public speaking, excelling at football, being an author, we can do ourselves a world of good by telling ourselves that we can fix whatever obstacles are in our way. Now, the word confidence means to have trust. It comes from the Latin word confidere, which breaks down into con, which means with, and fidere, which means trust. And that trust pertains to ourselves and our ability to solve problems if we diligently work at them over time. We can choose to be confident even though we don't yet have the skills for success. We can choose to believe that we can overcome any obstacle we're facing. And you as a parent can help your kids build this attitude by displaying it yourself in your daily actions. Actions speak louder than words. Thank you.